Hello, beautiful people. Today, we talk about Bow Wow. We talk about this not voting movement, Satan's school clubs, the Zika virus, Miss USA, Draymond Green's penis, and more on today's Headlines of the Headliners. There it is. There it is.
It always makes my shoulders move, so I'm not.
Man, if that don't do something to your shoulders, there's something wrong with it.
I'm so over the song. Like, why is this our song?
Yeah?
I feel like you get in the car.
Did you ever pop lock? Did you ever?
It is a moving song.
Yeah, you gotta get your arm pop lock. You know what I'm saying?
Come on, finish it out.
Here, Nene, let me pass it around there to you. Oh. What if we sent it over there and it blew up?
Look,
Come on, Tehran.
Right now, if you can see me, if you see my face, I'm doing the Carmelo still face right now.
Hey.
Carmelo still face.
Is that what we're gonna do?
I have a big question though.
All right, what's this question?
I just want to know where we are in our friendship, okay?
Yeah, we're boys.
Boys to Men or Jodeci?
They're both still tight.
Wow.
Well,
Casey
Jodeci
and
broke
JoJo
up.
are tight.
Is that what you mean?
Whoa, Casey and JoJo? All right, so
Yes.
Because
you don't
Jodeci
get
broke
it away.
up?
Jodeci's the best R&B group of all time. I'm so sorry.
Yes, they are.
That's
I'm
the
not
real
gonna
deal.
disagree with you,
So
but
if
you
had
asked
to
the
choose
friendship
between
wise, and Jodeci broke
Boys to
up.
Men. No, I'm talking about which one's better, Boys to Men or Jodeci?
Jodeci.
It's hands down Jodeci. It's
Yeah.
not even a.
You have to actually know how to sing along with Jodeci.
I mean, I've actually
Anyone can sing Boys to Men.
stopped talking to a girl that
Baby,
I
I
liked.
knew about it. I just didn't care.
See, that's so real. Listen, I'm telling you, I've stopped talking to a girl that I actually liked because she thought Boys to Men was better, so I already knew what it was. I was like, you're not about that life.
Maybe she grew up on them.
It doesn't matter.
It's all right.
They were a little bit
doesn't
raw.
matter.
Like your parents would keep you from being exposed to Jodeci.
Jodeci.
You know what I mean?
Jodeci.
Jodeci sang about like 2 topics. Boys to Men
and
covered a
sex.
lot of stuff.
Yeah.
What were the 2 topics?
Sex and sex.
Yeah, well, actually, it was sex after you had the baby. Like,
Oh.
Right.
It's like I still
Voices
wanna,
Boys to Men. They're talking about Motown Philly's back
Breaking
again.
up,
The end of the
loving.
road.
Yeah.
They had a lot
Death
of
and
songs.
families and
Yeah.
stuff.
Well,
Like,
they
no.
gave me a false sense of security because I thought I was supposed to take my money,
Yeah.
my house and my car, every relationship. I'm like, wait, where's my money,
Phoenix.
house and my
Yes.
car?
And Jodeci, Casey and JoJo had like
Nah, don't talk to
movie
me about-
theme songs.
Don't talk to me about Casey and JoJo. I can't even get into
That's
that.
Jodeci.
Casey and JoJo were
No.
just Boys to Men 2.0. Listen,
I'm saying though, like they
Jodeci
were
is
on the
a-
Life soundtrack.
there was a song.
They were on the
But they
Life.
weren't wearing boots no more.
It
They
was
didn't
like
have
the
boots in the
best
leather
song
vest no
in
more.
it.
The boots.
Boots in the leather vest
Best
did
thing
it.
that ever happened. There was this one day, Jodeci met with the best rap group of all time, Wu-Tang Clan, and they combined together like Voltron and made the best song ever, which is the Freaking You remix.
Voltron.
Oh, with our powers
Freaking You
combined, we
remix.
are
Stacked
freaking you
like the International
remix.
House of Pancakes. Wow.
I'm just trying to.
Wow.
I'm trying to hear me.
Yo.
Sing it, Tehran. I don't remember how it goes.
Go ahead.
I mean, I'm not going to sing it.
Come on, somebody
I'm
better
not
sing it
gonna
because I
sing
want to
it.
hear
I'm not
you.
gonna sing
How
it.
does
Nate's
it
the
go?
one with the voice. Nate's the one with the
Is
voice.
that what they're like? Every freaking night and every freaking day, I want to freak you, baby, in every freaking
Kanisha's
way.
pregnant right now. That's how you got girls pregnant back in the
That
day.
ain't got
You
nothing to do
didn't
with
even
me.
have
That's
sex.
the
You just played
Dominican
Jodeci.
Republic. Yeah. All right, so you made reference to the first story, and we might as well jump into it. When you said you're making the Carmelo Anthony still face, here's the story that reference comes from. It comes from Basketball News. They're saying that Carmelo.
They're gonna go with.
we're gonna leave with that?
We have a whole lineup.
Yeah.
Well,
We
I was
actually
going
have
off of
a-
what you went with.
Yeah, no, we have a lineup.
So okay.
Yeah.
I took these as choices.
No. Hence why I said story number
All right,
one.
I apologize, audio visual genius that is working that from You're probably panicked right now.
That's
oh my God,
not
where's the Draymond
Carmelo
story?
right there. You know
It
who that
could
is?
be.
That
No,
is
that's
Bow
on
Wow.
me. I digress.
You see what Jodeci do to men too. I know Jodeci does it to me.
yeah,
Focus.
I'm wet. I got to get dialed back in. So, story number 1.
Yes.
Bow Wow claims to be part white and therefore unrelated to the civil rights movement in the United States.
This is a true story.
He posted a picture, this picture that you're looking at now, of his estranged father to prove his white heritage while taking to Instagram and Twitter to prove his case.
Right there. See that? Did you see the picture of
Well,
the
no,
father?
that's the picture that his grandma
No,
said.
That's
your
the
daddy.
picture that he posted and said,
That's his Instagram. Yeah, he
Yeah.
posted on Instagram and he said, "See, this is my father or whatever, and I'm mixed heritage, and
his grandmother came on there and lit him up. It was
Lit him up.
So he tried to say his dad is not black?
Yes. That's what.
his dad. Listen,
This is not a black man?
that's not even just black. That looks.
He looks
good
like a
times
method
black.
man on meth. That is clearly a black man.
Yeah,
Yes.
that is.
A
Well,
wife beater, baby chain. That's a black man. Questionable apartment wall in the background.
he didn't just take to Instagram. He went to Twitter too. If we bring up that Twitter post of him, just tweeting about it too,
Okay.
like justifying, like trying to say it makes sense because he tweeted about it.
The tweet says, "Yeah, I seen Selma. Was I related to anyone? No. I'm saying that my Moss side of the family is not black. Heritage different."
Yeah.
First of all, he made all his money off black people. Hey, have you seen him with a perm? He is black. He's
His
black.
name is Shad,
You know what's so crazy about
not
this?
Chad. He'd have an
Shad.
argument.
I don't.
Shad.
Is black as hell, but I don't care if he was purple. The fact that you say because you're mixed, civil rights issues don't affect you is the dumbest thing I've
Just
ever heard in my
know
life.
Shad is short for Shadrach.
Well,
That's
Okay.
absolutely ridiculous.
just
Your name is Bow Wow.
just to take up for him, and
Go
just
ahead.
to because I see where he's coming from.
Yeah.
And where he's coming from is the fact that no one pays him attention. And this was a cry for attention. There's no other reason to even say these words. Like, who's he been dating? Raven Simone? Where did this come from? Out of nowhere.
Right.
But
He had a recent outburst too. Same type of situation where he was trying to be an Uber driver, and then also was he was hating on the dab dance.
the dab.
That's all he does. But are you against justice? Like, how can you be against justice? Am I the only one who's really upset that he thinks because he's mixed, because if the police seen him in any of these other situations, we can't cuss, he would be treated like a black
tell you
man.
something.
He's
Treated
black.
on the floor.
The
He's black.
civil rights movement isn't just for black people.
No, it's for
so
everybody.
regardless of what his makeup is, he should still be concerned. They should take his verified check off of.
Yes, they should.
He's not.
He's no longer
If
verified.
that guy that sent everybody to go roast Leslie can't tweet, he shouldn't be able to tweet this ignorance.
Well, just on some positive news for him, this latest outburst will not be affecting his record sales.
Okay.
So when you say him, are you talking about the guy who went
Bow
after
Wow.
Leslie, or are you talking about Shadrach,
Bow Wow.
Nishak, and Abednego
There is
Moss?
nothing he does right now affects his record sales because they are currently at 0.
Right.
And so nothing he does actually affects.
He's actually going to work for the Trump campaign after this, and that's going to be
Yeah.
really, really
He's
wonderful.
about to be
yes.
one of the Trump speechwriters.
Yes.
He should write a song called "I Don't Know."
What I am. That's ridiculous, but you're
I'm lost.
in the sauce.
I'm lost.
In the sauce.
Okay,
Capital
guys.
L, capital O-S-T. I'm lost.
I'm starting to feel like Bow Wow right now.
Yeah,
Guys,
we're in here making
maybe-
not hits. I can't help it. I'm on Wild now.
I just want to know what Selma
Oh,
has
wow,
to do
that's a
with
good
it.
point.
You like that?
I like that.
Matter of
Shameless
fact,
plug.
let's go back. I'm Nate Jackson from Wild and Out,
Oh,
season
yes.
8. You'll see it August 4th on MTV. This is Tehran Von Ghasri.
Hello, So Me TV on Fox, Laugh Factory. Catch me every Monday and Thursday.
Beautiful. And the diva of the dime, Kanisha Buss.
Hello, catch me over at All Def Digital or Sirius XM, and we do have our first movie coming out called Major Deal, so be on the lookout for
Wow.
That's right. We're going to the premiere on
Yes.
Thursday.
it. Yes, you
I was
are.
not invited.
I wasn't either.
We
I'm going in, kicking indoors, and I'm going to be sitting in the
could've-
theater.
y'all are French because I heard we, and I wasn't invited to
Parlez-vous
nothing.
français?
Parlez-vous
I was
français?
invited to nothing. So we've all decided that Bow Wow's ridiculous.
Yes, we have.
Yeah. No, I had a better segue than that. You're not invited to the screening, and you feel like maybe boycotting it. Story 2.
That was
Some
your segue?
members
Hold on.
That
of
was
the
a
Black
terrible
Lives Matter.
Hold on, I'm sorry.
Because I was gonna trade your ticket and see what he's trying to do afterwards.
Well,
like,
hey, if
well,
you want to
listen, I
go
had
to
2
a
tickets.
premiere with a guy wearing a bird's eye view of the Simpsons neighborhood on his shirt, do it.
Hold on, can I say, I clean up very nice.
I can imagine.
up very
I have
nice.
thought
You do
about it.
tuxedo it up.
I do.
Does he? Mm.
Yeah.
I do. I'm in a bathrobe like 99%, but that 1%,
I think I like you in a bathrobe more than anything.
you
Now.
can
We
get
could
me
red carpet it in a
though. It's
bathrobe.
good. Don't
So,
mind
Nate,
us.
Every
We'll let you
freaking
know.
night and
See
every
what Jodeci
freaking
did
day.
that?
Let's
See
go
how that
back to the
works?
song. Let me dive into story number 2, man. Bow Wow's out of line. We agree?
Yes. We
All
agree.
right. Number 2. Some members of the Black Lives Matter movement are not planning to vote come November and are telling other minorities to not vote as well, calling it a "I ain't voting" movement, and they plan to hurt the election by not participating. Is this the right move to make?
It definitely, I have to say, is the stupidest thing, and that's exactly what the Republicans want us to do, because everybody that's not going to vote would have either voted for Hillary or Bernie, which we can't vote for him. Oh, I'm sad. And a lot of people are like, well, if I can't vote for Bernie, then I'm not voting either. So it's like all these people are saying that they're not going to vote, but that's exactly what will help Trump win if nobody votes. That's what they're counting on. So I think this is the dumbest thing in the world. And there's other seats that need to be filled for different things, just not the, presidency. So I don't know. I think that's ridiculous.
I don't think it's the dumbest thing ever. I actually think that the fact that they use the term "I ain't voting," which is actually as grammatically incorrect as you can get, to prove how intelligent they are by not voting, actually, it actually disturbs me more, because there's a whole group of people who look up to them and they want to, like, they're always like, why are we treated this way? Well, here's the thing. Maybe if we spoke proper English at times when we should be trying to prove a point, then it'd be a lot more intelligent.
I don't know, man. There's plenty of citizens in the country that don't speak perfect English that are casting a vote. I don't think it comes down to that. But it is a funny thing to notice. Here's what I will say, though. I think that the people at the top of that movement have to be very careful with their responsibility and make sure that their heart, minds, and the directions that they want this thing to go are in the right place. Because there is a vast majority of people that are involved in this electoral process for this particular time that are coming from a place of ignorance. Not that they are dumb, but they don't know what they don't know. And
there's a lot of dumb people too. Let's not discount.
Yeah, but there's a general lack of knowledge of the democratic process.
Yes.
To say I can't vote for Bernie, so I'm not going to vote at all, is ridiculous, considering Hillary can't even secure the nomination without conceding to most of his ideals.
Well, here's the
Voting for Hillary is voting for Bernie at this point.
I wasn't saying that people who are, first of all, I wasn't saying that people who are stupid don't vote.
Right.
They vote all the time. What I'm saying is, if you had something to say where you're trying to present an intelligent argument to people, bringing it up grammatically incorrect is probably not the smartest thing to do. It just really bothered me that they use the term "ain't" when that's the stereotype of just everything that they're trying to do.
It sounds vernacularly uneducated.
It is.
Today's going to be my big word day.
Because it is. And that was a great use of that term.
It was.
Secondly, when you spoke about the leaders of this movement, one of those leaders is actually one of the most intelligent people I know.
I was going to not say any names.
Nick Cannon.
All right.
I'm saying the name because Nick Cannon
is my boss and big brother.
His bigger Erykah Badu came in with the head wrap to show how serious he was. To show how serious he was at this movement, where he was explaining at the Republican convention how he was not going to vote at all, and then encouraged other people with his Twitter followers, millions of Twitter followers, millions of Instagram followers, younger generation, not to vote either. And thankfully, a primary of his fans are under the age of 18, so they couldn't vote either way. Because honestly, this is one of the most flawed philosophies I've ever encountered.
Reckless.
It is, and it's very dangerous. It's very dangerous because there are people in other countries that are dying for the right to vote.
We died for the right to vote. Black people died for the right to vote.
In this country, minorities, black people, women died for the right to vote, struggled for the right to vote, did everything for the right to vote. And to just take that is actually the definition of privilege. That is a form of privilege, is to say, well, I'm just not going to do it. I'm going to cast away with it. Now, it is within your right.
His point, now I'll play
devil's advocate.
No, I'll play Cannon's advocate.
Okay.
And his point is, yes, we died for those rights. They've given us these rights, and now the rights aren't as effective as they were entailed.
Sure.
It's like, what did we sign up for?
Sure.
We've died for this thing, and it has
Absolutely
no respect.
correct.
So why even waste the time doing it?
Because
I'm frustrated.
it will be worse.
They don't. My vote
And
doesn't
that's what
matter.
I'm saying. What is it going to happen if you just don't vote, though? What is really going to come from not voting? It gets worse.
And I think that their argument is, what's going to happen if they do vote? Same outcome.
No, I don't think it's going to be the same outcome, and there's more than just voting on the presidency as well. So, and that's why Barack, when he stepped in, he was like, "Don't boo, like vote. Like we got to make sure you guys are voting, because there's so many more things that need to be voted on."
Forget that.
You can't have people say. For me, I feel like it's almost, well, since things aren't going the way that I want them to, then we're just not going to vote at all. That's giving up. No, you keep fighting for the change. Don't just say, "Well, I'm not voting, so we're done with that."
Thank you. You know what? I'm definitely going to wear the bathrobe for you, because that is a great point you brought up. I just want to point this out to people. people that, while we're watching this reality show, it was crazy of the presidential race, there are 34 senators that are also up for re-election. There are all 435 House representatives also up for re-election. That is a majority. That is a majority, okay? It is a majority of the House, simply because it's all of it. And that is a vast, strong minority of the Senate, which is more powerful in a lot of ways than the presidency. You want to change policy? Affect policy. Vote on policy. That's how you change policy. Ignoring policy does nothing. Ignoring policy substantiates policy. Silence is compliance.
It is, because now some of the stupid people you're talking about that are voting for Trump, and those people that have those same ideas, they're going to vote for everything that you should have had a hand in, and now it's all going to be their way, and that's how I feel about it.
I mean, I'm not going to ever say anyone voting for Trump or not voting. If you're voting, that's great. If you're not voting, you shouldn't be complaining. But my thing is, if you're voting for Trump, I don't think you're stupid. You have your reasons, and I just want people to vote. Whoever you vote for. At least that way that people are represented. We are represented. That is what people die for. There are people dying just to be represented. And somehow we're representing my pocket minority groups of people in big ways. If it was a transgender bathroom, everyone would vote, right? But something like this, presidential nominee, president, senator, House representative, local candidacies, and you don't want to vote? That's just crazy to me. It's ludicrous. Put the kids to bed.
We on air.
So the way I was raised and the position on this story that I'm advocating are two different things. So I'll say this in segue to the next point. It's important that we all vote, whether you feel like it's going to matter or not. It matters. Vote. Otherwise, the Antichrist is going to be president. Story 3. Satan plans to be part of the after-school curriculum, as some public schools may have an after-school Satan club added soon. Leaders of the Satanic Temple plan to provide an after-school education program at public schools across the country. Should this be allowed?
Okay, so... And it comes off harsh, and I'm not for the club at all, but I kind of read into it. And they said that they don't want to preach or teach Satanism, but they want to teach social skills and like reasoning, and for kids to see different points of views. And they're really going up against the Good News Club, which is the Christian clubs that are in schools. And they just want them to be able to see the other sides of it. And we always talk about freedom of speech. And I think in 2001, they had fought the case where the Supreme Court was like, we can't not let them teach in the schools because it's against freedom of speech. So for me, I'm like, yes, because the responsibility is not going to be on the group, but what parents are taking their kids to the group. That's when you go, well, I'm not signing my kid up for that. So that responsibility is going to be on the parents, but we have to allow them to have freedom of speech.
And also going to the freedom of speech, it's freedom of religion, which is all that First Amendment, that blanket First Amendment that protects a lot of our invaluable rights as United States citizens. Now, I think people, first of all, misunderstand on purpose, by the way. They do this on purpose, Satanic Temple. They actually don't teach or preach for Satan. What they do is they're just anti-religion. Basically, they're saying science is the only reason that life exists, to believe in science. Do I think that they should have an after-school program?
No, that's an atheist temple. This sounds like they are pro-Satan.
That's what they sound like, but that's what they actually teach. That is actually what they teach.
Well, I feel like they have their own symbols that represent the devil.
They do. They have devil coloring books and stuff. I've seen a lot of that.
They do. And I mean, it's part of a type of sarcastic tone towards established religions.
So you think that the Satanic Temple is a sarcastic response
to the Lord.
That's not what I think. That's kind of what they preach.
Every time someone says hallelujah, they're like,
that's really what they do.
We need a club. No.
And you know what? They should have a club. And it's up to, kids and their parents to see who wants to join that club. Me personally, I don't think my parents would allow me to join a club like that. But as a kid, I would have loved to join a club like that.
First of all, you'd have been up for adoption. You came home talking about I want to join the Satanic
Club. Listen, all the freaky girls will be joining. All the chicks at this. Don't act like you've never seen
That's
a girls going into the
freaky
little.
girls.
I was about to say, let me tell you something. I am
freaky girls. Join the choir.
Yes, choir. Because I was.
The Sopranos are freaks.
Yes.
Now I want to say this.
Because I'm a freak and I ain't going.
Look, if their mission statement is for students to be more socially inept,
Yes.
apt.
Deductive reasoning, all this stuff.
That's a
Social
terrible
skills.
reason because I'm gonna be honest with you. In my own experience, now I don't know a lot about satanic temples or worshiping the devil, but I do know that the kids that did, the goth kids and the ones that was, they weren't very social.
No.
That's
were
one
not.
thing that just until last year I didn't even know they danced. I saw a viral video of some kids under a bridge dancing to some goth music. They
Oh
pretty
yeah,
much,
I saw that video.
it was like arm twerking. It was pretty good. Like, look at them, they're all friends.
That's
and
their
stuff.
version of the Holy Ghost.
We're not
Yeah.
afraid of the goth kids. Let's be honest. Like everybody try to make a big deal of the
No,
black
no,
kids.
I'm
goth
not
kids are
afraid
weird.
of the goth kids.
You're not afraid of the goth kids?
I'm afraid of hell.
Yes.
And the devil
Thank
and
you.
Satan. And if that's what they are worshiping,
Yes.
that's what I'm afraid of.
That I'm terrified.
But
I'm terrified.
The
And as a parent,
foundation
wouldn't you
here-
walk by to see like whose kids are in there? Like my kids couldn't play with your kids. We couldn't do anything together. Like I would be very prejudiced, unfortunately, against this group. And
but I
that's just
do
me.
find that they have the right to do so.
I believe- yeah,
and
they
I
do.
believe that wholeheartedly.
Yes, they do. They have the right.
They have the right, and I hope they teach the amendments in schools, because the one thing I found is more kids know lyrics to Young Thug
Yes.
songs than they do
But
their
first of
first
all,
10 amendments.
I understand where you're coming from with him knowing the words to ignorant music, but Young Thug doesn't know the lyrics to his songs. Okay, let's not get carried away.
Am I the only one saying John 3:16 in the back of their head? This makes me uncomfortable. Like,
Even when I was pulling it up, I got to be honest. When I was pulling it up, I was like, you know, if you like speak these things into
Yes,
existence.
and you-
When I was pulling it up, I was like, I have Passion of the Christ playing in the background. I'm not even
Hilarious.
Christian. I just had it. I just felt like
It's probably not the best thing to play
I
in the
needed
background while you're
something.
pulling up the devil
Yes,
stuff.
it is.
Jesus' crucifixion, just
I
walking
need
miles
something.
covered in blood and thorns.
I needed
While
something.
you look up the devil.
I wasn't looking up the devil. I was
You
looking
should
up
have
a
been
story.
listening to like Yolanda Adams and watching children on Easter.
I'm just nervous what else pops up after this. Like your computer has
First of
all
all,
these
you're on a
devil
watch
pop-ups.
list for that now
Yes.
too. Good
I'm
job.
on a watch list for that. My name is Tehran. I'm half black, half Persian. I was born on a watch list.
Yeah.
my
So
dude.
I
Be
said for that
watching.
now too. An addendum to terrorist
because
watch
as
groups,
far as I
now
know-
the devil.
all those all those owls and 6-point stars. If they had an Illuminati club, I would have joined up.
You can't even eat goat meat.
No.
Goat
Ain't
cheese,
doing
goat
it, nothing.
milk, none of that. This is a problem.
It
But I think
is.
it's all rooted in fear. And the next topic, to my segue, I am scared about, okay? Because I got that sweet, luscious, juicy skin. I fish. And when I go fishing, I get bit up by mosquitoes sometimes, and this Zika virus is real. Story number 4. Zika virus is the new swine flu and Ebola, quickly becoming one of the top Google searches when several cases of Zika virus infections were found to be homegrown in Miami, Florida. Miami!
Yeah, so then it's over here now. Mosquitoes here.
A travel warning was issued. Is Miami safe?
I just got not only back from
Well,
Miami.
let's answer the first question. Is
Is
Miami
Miami
safe?
safe?
No. And that has nothing to do with mosquitoes. Now, Zika virus.
They are popping
Dade
in
County.
permanent
Dade
packages.
County, bro.
Where I just came from.
And
Thanks,
I was
guys.
there for a year and a half at Florida Memorial College. It was dangerous.
I heard some of those stories. This is crazy because it's a big problem too over in DR, and my body is covered in mosquito
The
bites.
Dominican Republic.
Dominican Republic, and they say for women not to have children for 2 years after this. That's what they said. I thought it was a conspiracy against Latino people because it's only in Latino places. But I'm terrified to have kids for 2 years because that's when they have the lopsided head.
They have the little head.
Yeah, it's like this.
I saw the pictures. It's terrifying.
Yes,
So-
but I didn't know men. I know this is crazy. I didn't know it affected men. I just found this out
Affected
right now.
men. It affected men. In fact, it infected Beanie Man.
Hey!
Who's like when you talk about his name
Man?
is Beanie Man.
Girls
Beanie Man.
them sugar?
Girls them sugar.
I don't even know if that's a
He
Beanie Man
has
track.
Zika, and because of that, he is not allowed in a concert he's playing.
Wow.
He's been contained.
So I thought the only way that it can be transferred was via mosquitoes. Or once you contract the Zika virus from mosquitoes, you're then contagious?
I mean, that's the thing. People are finding out about Zika virus as we go along, right? So everything we know is everything we know as people is really much hearsay. It's hearsay because that's
They
why
don't
it's
know,
one of the
yeah.
top Google searches.
Because nobody knows.
I'm scared.
They know,
I need to
but
know
we
how.
don't know.
We don't know really what the deal is with this.
Right.
I'm all bit up too. I probably got it. Where can you get tested? Does anybody know?
I don't know, but I'm about to.
Can it
I'm
spread
about
through
to hand
sex?
sanitize your whole life right now.
I just want to know, can it be passed through sex?
What did you do in the DR?
And why does that concern you more? It could be airborne. No, that doesn't bother me. What about sex?
I don't know.
I had sex with more people than I breathed around.
I mean, do you have a
That's a
fever?
lie.
Do you have a fever?
No,
I'm
but
going
I'm.
to-
I'll tell you,
I'ma go through,
here's how you can tell. Go back to the DR.
Yes.
No, not Dominican Republic, the doctor, and get checked. The other DR.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to because I am bit up from head to toe.
WebMD says you're dead. So WebMD just told me you are dead already.
Damn.
So yeah, it's spread by daytime active mosquitoes. Its name comes from the Zika forest of Uganda, of course.
Of course.
Right? And since the 1950s, it has been known to occur within the narrow equatorial belt from Africa to Asia. Yeah, doesn't seem much, huh?
Who brought it to Miami? That's what I want to know.
Beanie Man.
Hey, done something.
Beanie Man.
Girls, them sugar.
Yeah.
All right, so everyone's concerned. Get your Google on. Add to the analytics of everyone going to search for the Zika virus. I for sure am, so
People
I know
are
where
gonna
not to hang out, kick it, and or what to wear.
It's
and it's
Barbecues
off.
are about to be
I'm
scary
about to
as
be-
hell from here on
Not
out.
only that, I'm gonna be right next to the barbecue grill with all that smoke killing. I'm gonna
Yes.
be wearing off like it's
about to say.
YSL.
You guys are forgetting the Olympics about to be in Brazil.
Oh.
Yeah, that's not a good
You know what I'm
look.
saying?
I saw a tweet from one of the men on the rowing team saying he's gonna have to row through poop because
Yeah,
the river
because
is
of the
that
river.
bad.
The river is that bad. They
There's
already know.
bodies.
Yeah, that's not even.
feces.
That's not
So
even
the
a joke.
Zika virus is live and well there because
is.
they even tell you when you're coming
The
back from the
Zika vi- the
airport.
mosquitoes
if you
are doing
see,
their nay-nay.
Yeah, hey, if you see any kind of distilled water or anything to like get rid of it to help help your country because
Distilled,
that's what they
or it's just like
that wasn't it. No, distilled is when you filter water.
Yeah.
Okay.
no, I'm trying to figure out what kind of water you are
When
saying.
it's just sitting there, like if you see a little thing of water, come on, I know you know. It is.
Stagnant.
Yes, thank you.
Stagnant.
Stagnant water.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
From the earpiece. I feel like
I was a sign
Obama
language
right
teacher.
now.
Okay.
yeah. So anytime you see stagnant water, get rid of it.
I'm not even. Look.
You're not gonna help.
No, it's not that. I just the way you were like,
I'm trying-
like I need to understand. You cut the water. And,
Yeah, this is like, you know, when water
This is how she
sits
gets rid
still.
of it.
Okay, look, I was a sign language teacher, dang it. This is how I
Can you say
communicate.
Zika hands in sign language? You don't grab it if that's supposed to be where it's at.
I'm not touching any type of water. I'm gonna tell you that right now. If I see stagnant distilled water, I'm just walking by the
I'm
way.
out of there.
Yeah, if there's a zombie apocalypse, I'm killing everybody. I don't care if you're bit, not bit.
So what is
Everyone's
the effects? I saw pictures of children who had like small heads and they were calling them
Yeah.
Zika virus. But what happens to a grown man like a Beanie Man, or if I get bit, or a grown woman if you get bit? What happens to us? Is it something where it's dormant and we see nothing?
The only thing I know about is the Zika, the fever, right? Mm-hmm. Most cases have no symptoms, but when present, they are usually mild and can resemble dengue fever. That's great. So
That's the flu
Just
in,
fevers.
yeah.
in the talk of the people from that forest,
Fevers.
Zika forest.
So symptoms may include fever, red eyes, joint pain, headache, and a maculapular rash.
Great. So everyone who has the
Basically,
Zika virus looks high.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
High and itchy. Well, I just got bit. Of course I'm about to be itching.
Right.
I'm nervous.
But any mosquito is gonna itch.
Well, we'll see if I have a baby in 2 years and the head is off, then we knew I had it.
We'll find out. Listen, we're going to go into story number 5. This one is very interesting because you think that they review these kind of things before somebody's even an option. But story 5, pageant contestant Carly Hay won Miss Teen USA on Saturday night, but by Sunday morning, she had won Miss Racist USA on Twitter as tweets of her using the word nigger, not nigga, in case it matters
ER.
to you.
She used
ER.
both. To be fair, she
Either
did
way.
use both.
Nigger nigga.
She
Either
used
way,
both.
she used a racist slur, and they were posted and retweeted hours after her being crowned. She has since apologized. Should she be stripped of her crown?
I definitely do because
Let's pull up. I mean, we have the tweets.
okay.
Read them in her voice, Kanisha.
I can't.
My nigga, and
Was this right after she won?
no, she didn't go home
Okay.
and tweet these right after she won.
Like her
So-
black boyfriend was like, "You did your thing, girl." And she was like, "My
Yes.
nigga, my nigga."
No.
Watching Taken with my nigger. First of all, anyway, and then added the nigga, and
It's a young lady, Mary.
yes, because she chooses
Wa-
some dude
Willis
over me.
Trace.
I'm feeling special.
Yeah.
I know I'm a comedian, nigger. Don't threaten me. I will rap Your house, nigger?
Yeah.
Yeah, where's the niggas? That's what I was waiting on.
The first one was my nigga, my
Oh,
nigga.
okay.
I mean, and there was other tweets too. So
Yes.
this is just this is just one set of flurry of the tweets. Now, I do want to point one thing out. If you look at the dates of those tweets, they're going back 2013, 2014. She is currently 18 years old. So at that time, she was 13, 14 years old. Number two, she's from Texas. Definitely not
the last state in the union.
Listen, she's not the first or the last
No.
white person in Texas to use any of that language. And thirdly, she did come out and apologize and say to the effect that that's not the person that I am. I've grown from that since that. And they are 2 years old.
Okay, I don't know if the publicist wrote that or that's what they said, but you sound just like the pageant. They basically said that they're not going to strip her of it because they are supporting her growth as a person. But if you said nigger 2 years ago, I'm sure you're still saying it. I don't feel like it's something that went away.
I'm sure when they put the crown on her head, she was like, yeah, nigga.
There was a black girl like behind her, which actually made a lot of people go, who is she speaking to? I don't know if she's changed or not. I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt. I do know.
You're going to give her the benefit of the doubt?
I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt. That's the kind of person I am. You know what I'm saying? That's
So
the kind
she
of person I am.
changed her entire everything in 2 years.
Possibly.
Possibly.
People
Okay.
grow. People go to jail. They grow. People just grow.
But I feel like
go to
nothing.
jail.
I feel like nothing has
They have an
forced her to
epiphany.
grow.
She's
I
had
see
no
if she
catalyst
grows,
for change.
Yes, if she grows 2 years after this because of the repercussions of what happened, it was like, you know what, I was wrong and you changed. But nothing up until this point has made her grow, except for the fact we're going to strip you, so you better think of something quick to say.
Self-inflicted epiphanies happen all the
Can
time.
we make those tweets big one more time? Because I see a point that I want to show. You can keep talking to her.
This is what I was gonna say. Okay, that I'm gonna give her the benefit of the doubt and say that she has grown. What I will not do is give the pageant the benefit of the doubt because in the past they have stripped people for bikini pictures that have been on Instagram, nude photos, things that they've said politically outside. Politics that they've gone with. So does this go outside the realm of all that? And my answer is I don't think so. I think it falls within the realm.
Yes.
The only difference that I could possibly even see is the fact that she was a juvenile at the time that this happened.
Yeah.
Okay. And I didn't find too many cases of juveniles going through that because clearly nude photos as juveniles, that's child porn. So that's actually a crime and that would disqualify you. And secondly, is the fact that why didn't this B word think about cleaning up her freaking Twitter before she hit this pageant? Like,
I think she did clean it up. She just didn't go all the way back to then. She's like, that's far now.
She probably got rid of all her other niggas and forgot she had these.
But you can clean up everything. You can clean up everything. I've done that with my Instagram.
Here's the point I want to make while this is on the screen. We have the first tweet down at the bottom. It says, don't threaten me, I will wrap your house, nigga. That is on the 30th of July, 2013. Then we go up to the top to the more recent one, just in these that they collected. And this one is the 29th of January, February 1st, if I round up a day or two. And it says, my nigga, my nigga. Now, the song she's quoting, my nigga, is well older than 2014. So this is even a throwback for that. It's out of place.
It's not older than 2013. It's 2013. The song came out in 2013.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
You should Google that. 'Cause my point is this. If this screen of 4 tweets is covering 5 months of her life, that's almost 1/4 of the time that's passed since the last one we saw. She's not healed. There's been no reconciliation.
I think the only thing she's done is drop the ER through the nigga on it and try to make it cooler.
September 17th, 2013 is when that song came out.
Yeah, and it went, and everybody was listening to it the next day. This wasn't a song that took a long time to get hot.
You're making a lot of assumptions about someone, and I wouldn't. And the reason I give her the benefit of the doubt is because I would want someone to give me the benefit of the doubt.
So if she's on the one screen, we see she used it over the course of 5 months. Freely and correctly, mind you. She's not using any of this wrong. It's not like watching nigga taking out my nigga. Like it's placed where it's meant to be placed.
100%.
That's 5 months on one screen. The next 2 years, she magically she's magically delicious.
We don't know what happened in her life in the next 2 years. We don't know if she had
I hope somebody busted her in the mouth and that's what she
You know what? You ever watched that movie American History X?
Yes.
We don't know what happened to her in 2 years.
Did she say that something happened? Did she mention this during the pageant?
She did not speak on this at all. And it's not like, here's the thing. If I went to a Nate Jackson at 14 and held you responsible for everything you did at 14 and 15, now, how would you measure up as a person?
Well, everything at the crux of the matter is that we are our life experiences. This is the sum of what we are. So all that does matter. And I would like to think that certain things I've done as a 14 or 15-year-old would rule me ineligible for certain crowns to be placed on my head. Had I done these things. Raise your kids right, and you won't have these dark periods of 5 months. Now, here's my question to throw back at you.
Let's remember that conversation from later in the story.
That's fine, but let's do this. Instead of this being a racial slur, nigga and nigger, right? Let's say everywhere it said a racial slur, it said a homophobic slur. And do you think the response would be the same for her to keep her crown then? If she says, my fag, watching Taken with my fag, da-da-da-da-da, or I know I'm a comedian, like, absolutely not. And the two communities respond differently. And I think that's the issue, that the communities need to respond the same. They need to move just as swift with that sword as they do with this sword. And the crown needs to go, especially since the crown needs to go.
I do often say that if you wanted to remove the word nigga from being used in people's vernaculars, just start calling gay people nigger, and then it would be gone. Because they're very good at that. They're amazing at doing that. And that is true. But they also don't perpetuate it in their music, in their movies. Something that we as a black community
That's
do
not
often.
true either. I just watched a film that was got a lot of awards at Sundance. It was called Tangerine. It was all shot on the iPhone, and it was a movie with transgenders and gay people all throughout the entire cast, and they were using those slurs, but they were using.
But that's rare. It's not like
the majority.
No, they were just like, yes, bitch, you look like a fag. Like, but they were
exactly.
They said it with just the same as endearment as we were using
100%. And
it's wrong either way. She's not meaning this good.
Listen, there's one rule. There's one fundamental rule for white people. White people get to have everything else. They don't get to get that word. We all know this.
Yes.
I'm not excusing her for using this word. What I'm saying is I'm allowing her leeway because she was a child. And as she grew up at 18, which she just recently became 18, she may have put away childish things. I know that I was a very different person up to a certain age. And if I looked back and I was judged for things that I did during that time, then I wouldn't be where I am today.
Right, but she wasn't judged for those things. This wasn't a part of her pageant stuff. When they did their research and they looked in her past and saw the stuff, this wasn't in there. They saw a certain type of past and said, oh, yeah.
I think what she should do responsibly is to give up the crown. Once something like this comes out, you're Miss Teen USA. You're representing all of the United States. It's time for you to go, you know what, I made some mistakes and I'm going to pass this crown on. And I feel like that's how you learn and grow, and you have the repercussions of that. And then you do grow into a better person. I don't know. I feel like she should give the crown up.
But wouldn't the same justification be used as I'm going to be representative of the crown? I'm going to show you how much better I am than this. I'm going to show you, I'm going to justify you as a person that I can move past mistakes.
Well, that's what she said.
Fine. If she's going to talk like that, then they need to redecorate the crown with all type of stereotypes of who she thinks she's talking about. They're going to have to dip it in gold, rhinestones, and put nigga on the crown. She can be the nigga queen. If that's what she wants.
We had an idea for reparations last week, and I think that Carly Hay can repair it.
Hilarious.
I think this next statement I'm going to say is a little, but it's on my mind. I think that finances affect change.
Yes.
I think money is the root of this
100%.
thing. Right. Now, I don't know. I'm going to speak on behalf of the African American community who she's referring to when she says nigga, even though that's not necessarily us. But I'll speak on that behalf and say we're not necessarily heavily into the pageant community. Just as a whole. It's not our thing. It'd be like, nigga, that pageant's on, nigga. No, it's not it. However,
Miss America
I do believe that the gay community is. And if they saw this and this was actually slurs based on homophobia, that would affect their money more directly than this does. Her saying this does not affect their money like that. We're not going to stop spending our money differently. But if the gay community was outraged by something that a recently crowned Teen USA was, it would actually affect them in the pocket.
I think we agreed on that already. We definitely agreed on that.
I'm gonna go back to story 2 about I ain't voting, and advocate exactly what you said, and remind the young black voters, potential voters, that we vote every day, and it's with our dollar bills. And if we used our money fiscally responsibly and used it towards things that we believed and black businesses, then a lot of these concerns would not be concerns.
Yes.
Period. Now, speaking of black people things, we're going to move on to the next story and get into basketball as we continue to dominate
Go ahead
that
with the
sport.
stereotypes, huh?
Yeah,
We hate
we
stereotypes.
go.
Anyway, these niggas love
Just, I'm
basketball.
struggling for segues as we're going like race, death, race, death, race, death. But here we are back into race, I think. This is Draymond Green, okay? Now, he is back under fire. He just got out of trouble for punching somebody in the head in a bar. Literally, like,
5 minutes
walked
ago.
out of the courthouse.
Yesterday.
Okay. So basically it says he showed more than his basketball skills on the court the other day when he, quote, unquote, that's air quotes, accidentally Snapchatted a picture of his penis for all on his storyline to see. He claims it was a mistake and apologized shortly after.
Okay, so how do you accidentally Snapchat
Well, I think that, I mean, I don't want to be,
penis?
first of all, I know from
Because I
personal
know for
experience.
a fact that you don't just get the first picture. It's not snapping. It's angles. It's lighting. You're there for 30 minutes trying to get the perfect thing before you send it. So there's no like, oh, it got my penis and I sent it off.
Maybe he's blessed and he just was like, bah, and pressed the wrong button. You had a situation like this in your past.
Yes, I did.
I had a frat brother text me and say, call Kanisha because she is accidentally or purposefully, no, it was accidentally.
It was because it had all the information for the flyer. And
She's like, check out the show I'm going to be at tomorrow. And it was her breasts.
okay, so that did
And
happen.
then
Oh my!
Fully
See, this is
titties.
what I mean.
I was laying on my bed.
then I called her and she's like, hello. I'm like, wake up. What are you doing? I was taking a nap. You got to wake up. Your breasts have been on Instagram for an hour.
Oh my God, that was the
And
worst.
what you do?
I took it down, but
Okay.
everybody had already screenshotted and was sending it.
Was
My
it an
inbox
accident?
was full. Yes, because I
So
was
how do you do that?
okay. So this is Instagram.
She
It's
told me
different than
that the picture of
Snapchat.
her breast was next to the flyer. She meant
Next
to
to the
click.
flyer.
Half sleep. She was like, come to this show.
'Cause I was sexting
boom,
at
and
the
then
same
fell
time.
asleep.
Okay, so
Yes.
for someone who
She said
just
I was
asked the
sexting
question,
at the same time.
you just asked the question
know.
to the camera. You just asked.
How
the
did
question.
this happen? He did it on purpose.
He did it on purpose.
Because Snapchat is different than Instagram. I was promoting a show.
No,
Oh.
Snapchat is even worse.
It's
It's
trickier.
more confusing.
Listen, Snapchat.
you
if
click a button, it's
'cause
like, what story you want to go to?
touch screen. It doesn't ask you to confirm anything.
Right, it's
like,
just
boom,
on there.
boom.
You just send it to your Los Angeles story of your
So that means he was sending it to because
somebody.
This is what I was gonna say because with the mine, those were two pictures that were already in my phone. With Snapchat, you take that picture and it has to go, so you have to be sending it to somebody. Because I accidentally upload, but
Right,
that
which
was
is
ready
what
for
he's
somebody.
saying. He's saying he accidentally sent it to his storyline. He
Instead
probably was
of-
trying to
Instead
send
of
it
person.
direct.
Yes.
Now I want to know who was it intended for.
Yes.
Was it going to Ronnie Rose?
Ooh.
Oh,
That's what I want to know.
Steph
Is he
Curry's-
the reason she kept on going to all those games?
No, that's real though. That might be
Hey,
the thing.
it
I don't
could
know. You know what is a little awkward to admit? I must admit that I actually Googled to look for the picture and couldn't find it.
Yeah.
And I was a little upset. Like I wanted to see this picture.
Well, it looks like a drunk camel. Like it was.
You saw it?
Yes, I did.
You saw it? And the reason I just was like, I wanted to see the actual
A
picture.
drunk camel?
Yes.
Not even
like,
because I wanted, but I just wanted to see it because I felt like I could use it for memes later on, but I couldn't
No,
find
they
the
got rid
picture.
of that quick. I
Yo.
should have screenshotted it.
I have been in a situation
Yeah,
where I've
'cause
sent a
somebody sent me a
penis
picture.
picture to an unintended person.
You have?
I have. And here's the worst part. It wasn't even my penis. So let me explain. Let
Okay.
me explain the
Take
situation.
Please.
your, take your time.
A couple of years ago, remember when Chris Brown had a penis incident on social media? A young lady friend of mine,
Right.
I was sending it to her, okay?
His penis?
His
That's
penis.
why do
So-
you have
As
it
a-
saved?
it
Wait,
was-
can we back
okay.
up just a
No,
tad?
it was a whole...
I just want to back up a little bit more.
So you have
Why
Chris
did you have
Brown
Chris Brown's
penis
penis in your
saved
phone?
in
No,
your
no,
phone?
no. It wasn't even saved on my phone.
Okay.
So you went to
copy
look
and
for it.
pasted.
I copied and pasted it.
Why?
It makes it worse because it was like a joke thing.
Yeah. So your homegirl's like, oh my God, I can't find Chris Brown's penis
No, she
picture.
didn't
And
ask
you were
for
like,
it.
oh, I got you.
She didn't ask for
okay,
it.
she's
She
just
didn't ask for it.
sending
I was just
Chris
being.
did.
I was being. Not, I don't want to say rude, but I was being funny.
You were being funny.
I was being funny.
She was like, gosh, I'm hungry right now. And then
don't-
you copy and paste a picture.
It was something.
Chris Brown's-
It was something like that. It was something like that. Where I
Okay.
was like, you can eat this dick. Actually, it actually plays into that.
Whoa.
And it was Chris Brown's. But what makes it even better? What makes it even better is the fact that I don't save numbers in my phone. I don't know if you guys know that. I memorize everyone's numbers. I typed her phone number in incorrectly. Definitely sent her that picture to her mother.
Oh.
And to her mother, who knows me, who knew me very well. There's no difference between Chris Brown's light-skinned penis and Tehran Von Ghasri's light-skinned
Well, I'll be
penis.
the judge of that.
So there's no way she would not think that I just sent her a penis picture.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what did you say?
What did you say?
I listen, when I saw you know when you text and there's a bunch of other texts that show
Yes.
up, and I saw there was no other text, as it was sending it, I realized that this was
messed
wrong.
up.
They do indeed need a way that you can stop
Yes,
pictures from going through.
please.
Like, you can just stop
A
that
retry?
blue
There needs to
progress bar.
Because I mean, you know that part when it's like, and that's when he knew.
Yes,
he
he-
had effed up.
Right.
I knew that was exactly.
shoulda threw your phone on airplane mode.
But you know what would have been even funnier? If the mom was like, "What's up, T?" Like,
Right?
Hey,
Is your man
we-
on the floor? If he ain't,
What that would have been even more
know.
awkward though. Like, hey.
You would have to go get a piercing.
Oh, the mom could get it, but that was mom's bad.
Yeah, you would have to go get a piercing. Like, no, this is my actual.
Yeah, like
That was Chris Brown's.
We just never discussed it.
Okay.
We just never discussed it.
She's probably
To
sitting
this
in the
day,
back
I
of her
don't
head
know.
like, T
I don't
can
know.
get it.
Right. She's like, he was probably trying to send it to my daughter for other reasons, and I caught penis shrapnel.
It doesn't work that way. No, I think it was. I feel like it was just too embarrassing a situation. Her mother isn't the type to just go with the flow. I think it was so bad that
She's
just
like, I'm
preferred
not
to
gonna
let
say
it out.
anything.
Exactly.
It's kind of like walking in on your kid playing with himself. You're like, all right,
And you just
head
close
this
the door.
way.
You
No
get grounded for a
conversation
lot of stuff.
happens.
Exactly.
Got it. Now, here's another theory I read on Facebook. Somebody was just being opinionated and said that this is all part of the plan. Considering he just got in trouble for punching someone, now he's out here Snapchatting his penis. That this is all part of the plan for him to get kicked off the Warriors as Kevin Durant makes his way to the team.
Oh.
I don't
That's
think so.
a lot.
I don't think so. In fact, he had just recently went on Breakfast Club and just praised Kevin Durant, saying that Kevin Durant is possibly the best basketball player in the NBA and that the Thunder was the best team in the playoffs and that they should have by all rights won, and they did not.
And you know what he did after he said those phenomenal compliments about Kevin Durant?
What?
Sent a picture of his penis to him.
That's what he don't want us to know. So.
He's like, that's the Thunder.
Okay, I see you.
Yes. Kevin's like, not again. Russell does this all the time.
I think Draymond just made a mistake.
Yeah.
I'm also giving him the benefit of the doubt.
All right, so we'll move on to the next story.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bring this thing
Please.
kind of full circle because it's not our last story, but at the top of the show, I went into this before even intros and talked about this a little bit. Carmelo Anthony, they're saying that he was being a penis. That brings
he was
tie
being
that
a
in.
penis, yes.
Read it as it is. Okay, it says that he was being a penis. Because he didn't participate in the team sing-along to Vanessa Carlton's 1,000 Mile song on the team plane. There's a viral video showing Carmelo Anthony making the stale face of all stale faces as his teammates are having a good time. There's the picture there.
But you know what? He's so much older.
Oh, no,
they're
we're gonna watch
play
the
it?
video.
Oh, yes.
Please watch this.
I love when black men act goofy.
Now, where's Mello?
They're about to show him.
I know.
Look at Katie. Look at Katie.
I like his old crooked eyed self. He's not having it. Do you think he's not?
I'll be honest with you. I like Carmelo more now.
Yes. And you got to remember, he's older. He's mature. All these guys are kids. They're having a good time. It's
Right.
just
He's like, first of all,
come on now.
all y'all not going to be here next year. So what are we singing about?
No, 100%. He's 32. Kyrie Irving's 24. We
Yes.
forget that. We forget these things about these NBA players. Like LeBron is only 31. Like everything he's done, he is only 31.
First of all,
years
LeBron's not 31. But I understand what you're saying
He
as
looks
far as
82
naming
and a
others.
half
Yeah,
from the
LeBron is
forehead up.
342,000 years old. He's
not.
been here 3 times. He graduated with a T-Rex, and he saw Moses split the sea. And all those visuals and sightings he's seen over history is why his hair keeps falling out along the
Let's stop
hairline.
talking about LeBron like that.
I didn't
LeBron
bring him
is a
up.
baller.
You brought him up.
He's 31 years old. Carmelo is 32 years old. Even the other players are like, DeMar's what, 26?
This is just goofy music, especially from his timeline. I bet you if they threw on some Pac or something, he'd be all into it.
Yeah.
But he's not going to sing
You
along
gotta
to
keep in
this.
mind who he is. This is
Yes.
the same guy who ran in another locker room and tried to beat somebody up on
Yeah.
behalf of his wife. Like, Melo's not having none of that.
He's from Baltimore. He comes from a different generation where rap was goon.
Yes,
goon
if they put
music.
on some Biggie, some Wu-Tang, he'd probably be all over the
Biggie,
plane.
even Dipset. I mean,
Yes,
Dipset was fun.
yes.
They wore pink and they would still smack bottles
Man.
out of people's face. You know what I'm saying?
We like
It's
that.
like
Ooh,
now it's
ooh,
like, and that's why the older generation are having a lot of problems with this whole Drake and Little Yachty and Little Uzi. And
I don't know. None of these
all
people.
these
Just put little in front of a random
put a
thing.
little.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Little stapler. He's
Lil
clipping
Chris.
everybody.
Yeah, I mean it's a real thing. So I feel like Carmelo, he's justified in feeling
Yes.
the way he feels. I felt that way before. The one thing I will say is that Carmelo's stale face is now taking the place of the Kanye stale face, which was the meme of 2015 going in 2016.
Yes.
That side eye he gives.
Right.
Now it's Carmelo. Like it's anything is if your girl when your girl says she's gonna be ready in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
He won't even let nobody sit next to him. That's what he's
Exactly.
like, y'all don't come over here with that BS. He is just
Isn't
like,
this the New York Knicks?
yes.
No, this isn't. This is the
What team is
Olympic
this?
team.
Oh, the Olympic
It's
team.
the
I'm
Olympic
tripping.
team. Yeah, no, every player and there's all
Right.
stars.
He's like, we're going to Rio. They got Zika. What is y'all singing for?
yeah.
We're literally traveling 1,000 miles. I'm not happy.
And I mean, there's been a lot of good viral videos that came out of this. DeMar DeRozan's almost 360 on the Chinese player was crazy.
Yeah,
It was just
yeah.
crazy.
You guys, we might not even know what other songs they were listening to. This might be the 100th song where he's just done. The plane ride, they're acting
True.
stupid. Like, we don't know what's on this
No,
playlist. No, we don't know what else is
No,
on
I
this
think
playlist.
this was
I have a
Terry
feeling
Crews.
you might be right. Like,
Yes.
black people don't just go from 0 to 1,000 miles.
No.
Like, there was something before this, before that, and then slowly got to this. And he probably took a bathroom break, got back to his seat, and was like, what?
Like, you guys, I'm over it now. Like,
What
just
are we
stop.
doing?
I feel like they had look. If you see, I feel like they're still taking off.
'Cause of the
They on the
tilt?
road. Yeah, 'cause of the tilt.
Like, y'all gonna
feel
start
like-
this already?
Exactly. I feel like Carmelo's just and it's been
I think they're
reported
in
the
the air
past he's
because
like
there's
this.
somebody standing up covered in a blanket.
Oh, yeah,
Kevin
you-
Durant.
Yeah.
And that's after you're up
Yeah, no,
30,000
I
feet.
feel like it's still in. They had just taken off. Like
He would
You
be
can't be
seated.
standing up.
Nah,
You can't even
Oh,
stand
you
on
can't.
the
No, you
team
can't.
jet.
Just
You
tray
can't
tables
have
down.
no
The-
electronics on.
None.
Sweet. That's for y'all and coach. Okay, they're in a private jet. They're a team jet. When you're in there are no rules once you hit your own jet.
If a plane is taken off with an Olympic basketball player on it,
they
he's
tell
going to
you
be
stay.
buckled in.
Sure, but then
Yes.
as soon as it gets there, they're already.
And what
doing
kind of
whatever
plane
they
is this that Kevin Durant can stand upright with headroom?
Where did he get that grown comforter from?
Team
Is what I
jet.
want to know.
Why is his life this luxurious and his hair looks like that?
A Boeing 747 team jet that they have just for this team to fly around and enjoy themselves.
Look at Kevin Durant.
He looks what is
Right there. He's
And
got
He's
a
not
space
bending
blanket.
over. What plane do you know is that tall of headroom?
The one they made for the NBA players.
Yes.
All NBA planes are, most teams have larger planes.
There ain't no
larger to spec
stewardesses?
planes. Oh,
Is
I'm
that
sure
a
they
word?
are. I'm sure they have some very beautiful stewardesses.
Thank you, throw
But
that ass on
Lala's
there.
not having that.
Steward eye.
Lala's
Steward
not
eyes.
having that. Lala's been on top of a lot of, on top of Carmelo and his activities.
She might be in the
life,
bathrooms, for all we know.
For all we know.
Look at
But
they're
yeah.
having a bomb time, and everybody's so happy. He's not having it.
He's
They've been
not
listening to
having
BS this whole ride.
Right. They
They're
need
not
them to
having
have headrests. Their Olympic necks matter. Now, I'm going to go into the 8th story. The 8th story. This one is interesting.
It's only the 7th story.
No, this is the 8th.
Oh, the last story.
Yeah, I'm about to do it.
Oh, I thought
Malia-
I wasn't done with Carmelo's stale face. I wanted us to get right back to the stale face one more time.
Story number 7.
Hey,
We want to go back to
No,
Carmelo's
there's
face.
actually a picture of the stale face we have, a picture of the stale face because
Okay.
I want everyone to remember this stale face.
right here.
yes.
Yeah, I want everyone
Look
to
at that.
remember this stale face
Look at that,
because that's a look of utter disgust.
and look at that big old speaker they're playing it on. He's hot about everything.
Yeah.
What is he saying? And I want a caption from each of you. I'll start it off. Chicken again?
What is that?
You ask your wife or your mom what's for dinner. Gee, I'm gonna throw some chicken together. Chicken again?
I don't know if I'm allowed to say mine. What's yours? You're snorting?
She's
Oh,
out of
okay.
commission. So
Okay. All right.
So now story 8?
I want to hear yours.
He's looking like, really, nigga? Like, he's really, that Paige Kennedy voice is coming out of his thoughts.
Right. Shout out to Paige Kennedy. Carmelo's like, they're really not going to take her crown. Like,
Yeah.
as much as she's saying that.
Go ahead to story 8.
Mine in my head.
Please, story 8.
He's like, Bow Wow's not black. Your name's Bow Wow, bruh. All right, so story 8. Malia Obama skips the Democratic National Convention for Lollapalooza.
Hey.
That is the story.
That is the story.
The president's daughter.
But it's more than that. Can we roll that beautiful meme footage, please? We need that. You have that video? Okay, so the video is Malia Obama.
Malia, I think.
I can't stop laughing because she literally lifts her shirt and shows a little bit of ass and twerks.
Yes.
She twerks it out, bro.
Why don't we have that video?
Oh, we have the video. The video is, I'm sure it'll pop right. That's a good one. That's just the one where she's dancing to Wiggle, Wiggle, Wiggle. That's not even the other one. That's not even the other one where she shows.
She's kicking it. She
is lit.
She's supposed she should be. She
She's
just
definitely
graduated.
lit.
She's going to college. Like, do
She's
you remember
definitely
that?
lit.
She's excited. She's
100%.
been, she's technically 18, so she's not under her parents' rule anymore. I'm sure there's Secret Service some damn where, but she can do whatever she wants. She's been having to be this perfect little girl this whole entire time. She's trying to live. She's living right now.
She isn't. She should. And she's been bottled up and having to be presidential for a long time.
Yeah.
But
Absolutely
she's
right.
doing that twerking to Bryson Tiller's set.
Okay, and she's not, and we can tell that's not something she does because she's not really that good at it.
Oh,
So
no, that was pretty good.
no, that's not. No, that was not pretty good.
I think we're all forgetting she is the president's daughter in the
Yes.
current election climate. That was not the best idea. Like, regardless of what, she went to Lollapalooza and had a good time, she should still be aware of who she is and what she represents. It is bigger than her. And I'm sorry to say this, but what she did was the wrong thing to do. It's not about having fun. This is about having fun at the expense of the American people, because this is that's the ass where she just
I
shows
think
herself.
I think the opposite. I
Yes.
think that this is a perfect demonstration of what it is to be American. Have fun, let your hair down, have a good time. It's serious enough out there. Have you some fun. If she's done anything, she's been under a fine-tooth comb her entire life.
I have a question for you. Were you ever not an Obama fan?
Was there ever not one?
Yeah.
I was unsure about him for a brief extended period.
But was there ever a time where, like, if Obama ran last in the last election against Cheney or whoever he was running, would you have not voted for him?
Right, now your point that you're heading into is phenomenal. I just want to say that. But it's also no. And here's why. He's not running for anything
You're right.
now.
He's not
He's
running.
done.
This is a more important election.
No,
than his.
now Chelsea Clinton better not get caught doing this.
No, this is
Malia can do what she can go twerk on the sun right now and just
she
have
cannot.
a great time.
He is still the president.
He's
until
on his
November
way
8th.
out of there.
He is still the president until November
Right.
8th. This is a very important election, and at a time where they are slanging terms. This is not a normal presidential opponent that Hillary is going against. This is a
Right.
person who's just flat out said Rosie O'Donnell's a fat pig, who's flat out said that rotten Clinton.
I think
Giving them any more ammunition
Yes.
is inappropriate
right.
and inconsiderate. And I'm sorry, because this is wrong. She is the president's daughter. If I was the president's son, man, you better believe I would be the best behaved person on the planet.
Okay, I
she
don't think
has
they
been.
need any more ammunition. Whatever that campaign is doing with Trump, they're gonna go say
Sure.
whatever they want to say anyway.
Don't
And the
give
fact
them
that
more.
the first lady, the supposed first lady, not our first lady, but Melania Trump, have you seen the stuff that she has
100%.
out? And they just had some little menage a trois thing show up for her and everything
New
else.
York Post.
So
And
that's
they
what
are
I'm
using
saying.
that against her.
They are going to use that against her. But what I'm saying, for her to be a child, she is 18 now. She's grown. The freaking Bush daughters are out getting drunk, acting a fool. Like, why do we have to be so perfect? I feel like they had a perfect presidency, family-wise, marriage-wise, everything else. So I don't feel like that
Because
this should
we
really...
do.
that-
She's not doing
because
anything
we do.
illegal.
Because we
She's
do,
an
but
American
she's-
girl
Because
dancing.
we do.
Yes, but
As
I'm
a
just
person
saying,
who-
I don't feel like this hurt the election. I can see if this is when he just started to run, then yeah, I
Let's
think
watch
it would
the
be
video
an issue.
again and see
But
where
I
she
don't-
breaks the law,
You
please.
just
Yeah.
want to watch the video.
I just
wanna
said,
see
what
where
is
she
doing?
breaks
I
the
want to
law.
watch the video. I don't think
She's not drinking
She's
like her
singing-
other
no,
underage
she's not
friends
singing.
around her.
I mean, she's
didn't
just singing
break
and
the law.
dancing.
She didn't break the law. What she did is she broke the code. And that code is When we're in positions like this, we have to be more careful.
If she's
Even
running
more
for
careful.
president, yes.
She knew.
It's
does she not
realistic.
know
She's
that-
just. This is a realistic view of an 18-year-old child. This is what it is. They're not. This is what it is.
This is what I think. I think that you are correct if she crossed the line. I think she walked up to it and she didn't go across it. I think that looks like good, healthy fun by an American girl listening to an American artist on American soil at an American concert having a great time. She had the option to be over at the Democratic National Convention just sitting there quietly like we've seen her do for at least a decade now as she's watched her dad go from Illinois to the White House. I think it's
If
okay
that's
for her
your
to let her
daughter,
hair down.
if that's your daughter, how do
Turn
you feel?
up.
You telling
Turn-
your daughter
She's
to turn
18.
Up.
Oh,
You're
okay.
grown now.
She just graduated. She's on her way
I
to
got
college.
Secret Service on duty.
Yes.
Don't go crazy. Listen, don't
drink.
embarrass
Don't do
us.
all that other stuff.
She did.
No, I think she walked up to the line and said, "I'm not going to." Had she jumped over that fence
She
and ran
lifted
up,
her shirt.
where I didn't see her shirt go up
That's because we have the other video where she lifted her shirt
and showed what?
and shows a little bit of cheek and just twerks it out. I'm sorry, that's inappropriate, especially today.
She had on shorts.
She has next year and the rest of her life to do so.
Did she have on shorts?
She did.
So she lifted up her shirt and showed her shorts.
I just think she should have been better than that. Yeah, I do.
I don't
think-
necessarily
I
being
think she
better
can't.
than
I
that.
think she can't get. I think that my advice to her would be, don't do anything more radical than what you just did.
Yeah, that's.
Let's just not even do that again. But for this, I think it's okay. It's not like you were on Twitter saying the N-word.
Which was also something I found inappropriate. I'm not saying she should
And
be
look at
stripped of being the
Obama.
president's daughter.
He looks like he's disciplining her.
No, that's an old. That's an old photo. She's like 16 in that.
Either way,
Either
that
way, I
conversation
feel
led
like
up to what happened at the concert.
She was all well in her rights to go out and have a good time.
Yeah.
I just.
Speaking of going out and having a good time, this has been a heck of an
Hey.
episode.
The segue king right there.
Segue right on out the
Segue
door.
king.
Before we leave this episode of Headlines with Headliners, I wanted to give each person an opportunity to say where you can find them and all that. So, Tehran, what's that?
Laugh Factory, Mondays and Thursdays, 10 p.m. So Me on Fox, which I have to get to right now, or I won't be on So Me on Fox.
Hey.
Hey, Kanisha Buss, catch me on Sirius XM or over at All Def Digital. And our first movie, Major Deal, will be out soon.
And we're going to the premiere. Check me
Yes.
out on Instagram at Mr. Nate Jackson, or the rest of the internet at NateJacksonComedy.com. MTV, August 4th, Wildin' Out Season 8. Tune in.
Well,
Thank you
until
very
Nick Cannon
much.
hears that story.
Right? Peace.
Yo, Headlines with Headliners.
From executives Keven Undergaro, Dario Kristen, Tiana Hobson, and the entire BHL staff, we would like to thank you for supporting Black Hollywood Live, the first online broadcast network dedicated to African American entertainment. For questions and comments, contact us. info@blackhollywoodlive.com. Like us on Facebook, tweet us, or Instagram us at BHL Online. And I am the official voice of Black Hollywood Live, Scipio. Instagram me at KingXOBay. Thanks for tuning in. The views expressed here are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of BHL or its owners or principals.